Hello everyone, welcome to this new video. I was thinking about creating my next TBR. I always try to read as much as possible, but as someone with OCD and with anxiety and ADHD, I sometimes get these blocks, Like I want to and I feel this urge to, but somehow I don't. And this sounds silly, I know, but it's like some sort of decision paralysis. I made a list with all the books I own. It's digital and physical TBR basically. And the plan is to pick one book from my physical/digital TBR by spinning the wheel and have the wheel decide, because it takes the decision away from me. Definitely pick a book and choose a book I decide on by myself, as difficult as it is. Then I want to try to pick a sequel. Not sure how this one is going, but I have something in mind, so it might be easy for this month or for the upcoming month. And I definitely want to spin the wheel on the books I have on my TBR of, books I'm interested in. Like nothing I own, but books I marked as want to read on Goodreads, etc. And I want the wheel to pick one of these books, and then for me to decide if it's something I really want to read or not. If I don't want to read it, I will just kick it off my TBR, my, wish list. Let's call it wish list. If it's something I do want to read, I will try to either purchase it or to see if my library is lending it out. That way, I'm forced to make a decision either way. Shall we begin? So, just for your information, I have a lot of interests, a lot of genres I like. The plan and the possibility, but also really the plan, is to have a really mixed reading month with all kinds of different genres. I do not want to read 5 to 7 fantasy books, I'll be honest. We're going to spin the wheel. You are seeing it together with me. I'm kind of scared. Oh, okay. I actually have read this one. How funny! Like, of all the books I could have picked, or the wheel could have picked, it picks the one I have, or one of the few in this list I have read. So we'll remove this one, and we'll spin again. The wheel picked The Vampire's Mail Order Bride, and I'm not sure, but I think I own it as a physical book, but I will just swiftly check it up. No, it's a digital book. Okay, so what's it about? This book is basically a mix out of paranormal romance and urban fantasy, meaning it's set in our world and with some paranormal elements. I don't think that the romance is it? Let's see what it says. It says, "Welcome to Nocturne Falls, the town where Halloween is celebrated 365 days a year. The tourists think it's all show. The vampires, the werewolves, the witches, the occasional gargoyle flying through the sky. But the supernaturals populating the town know better. Living in Nocturne Falls means being yourself, fangs, fur and all." After seeing her maybe mobster boss murder a guy, Delaney James assumes a new identity and pretends to be a mail order bride. She finds her groom-to-be living in a town that celebrates Halloween every day. Weird. But not as weird as what she doesn't know. Her groom-to-be is a 400-year-old vampire. Hugh Allingham has only agreed to the arranged setup to make his overbearing grandmother happy. In 30 days, whatever bridezilla shows up at his door will be escorted right back out. His past means love is no longer an option. Not if the woman's going to have a future. Except he never counted on Delaney and falling in love for real. This is actually paranormal romance. I thought it might, but because I have a lot of urban fantasy books on this list, which are also crime mystery solving books. And I thought this would be one of them, but I'm actually very happy about this one. I think it's a pretty old one. No, it's not. I'm such a mess. It's the first book. It's such a mess already. It was published 2015, and I'm at the age now that 10 years ago is not like, it's not that long. So I have my first book. Actually, I'm kind of pumped about this. It sounds super fun. And I think it's also a bit of a fun read. For the next book, I will proceed a little bit differently because I will now pick a book from my TBR wish list. And there's so many books on this that I cannot just enter every title, but I have shelved them in different categories. So for now, I will pick the category. How do you pronounce category? Let's see.
Category.
Category. Okay. I will have the wheel pick the category, and then I will ask my Alexa to pick a number. Now this will, I have no idea what's going to happen. Okay, so here you see all the genres I have. I have divided and separated some of them. For example, I have a lot of horror books on my wish list. I've separated it into horror and horror space, sci-fi, horror, anything in water. I called it horror water, but it's really ocean, water, sea, lake, whatever. Horror zombies, as an example, which is why there are so many categories in here. But let's see what happens. Oh! You are my witnesses now that I did really randomly let the wheel pick the category, because I was just talking about horror and it picked horror. Like, how high are the chances? Now I need to see how many books I have on my horror zombie list. I only have 11 books on my horror zombie list, but that's fine. The thing is, in my shelves, it's Goodreads, and in the shelves are also books I own. So what are we going to do if it picks a book I own? Maybe I will just add it to my TBR and spin the wheel again, because the goal here is to actually clean up my wish list as well. Alexa, tell me a number between 1 and 11.
Das könnte deine Frage beantworten. Hier ist eine Zahl zwischen 1 und 11. 11.
Okay, she answered me in German, I'm sorry. But she picked 11. She said, but she's so funny. So let's see number 11. It's actually, and that's pretty funny, it's World War Z. It's been ages that I watched the movie. I don't know if any one of you saw it. Like, I still have a thing for zombie movies. I love Resident Evil. And there was a phase I watched any zombie movie. The fun thing is, I heard that World War Z, the book, is so much better than the movie and has actually nothing to do with the movie at all. I wouldn't have picked it otherwise. But I saw it recommended and people were discussing it, and a few were saying, hey, I watched the movie, and I didn't like the movie, or it wasn't that great. And everyone else was saying, yeah, the movie wasn't great, but the movie is basically has basically nothing to do with the book. I apologize for the mess. Actually, it's not really messy. It's pretty much organized, but it just doesn't look good on a video. But this is all my stationery stuff because I also like journaling. And I wish I could just, that's a different topic. Let's stay on topic. World War Z, an oral history of the zombie war. The zombie war came unthinkably close to eradicating humanity. Max Brooks, driven by the urgency of preserving the acid-etched first-hand experiences of the survivors from those apocalyptic years, traveled across the United States of America and throughout the world, from decimated cities that once teemed with upwards of 30 million souls to the most remote and inhospitable areas of the planet. He recorded the testimony of men, women, and sometimes children who came face to face with the living, or at least the undead, hell, or that dreadful time. World War Z is the result. Never before have we had access to a document that so powerfully conveys the depth of fear and horror, and also the ineradicable spirit of resistance. Ineradicable. You know what? You're here and actually watching me work on my pronunciation.
Eradicable.
Eradicable. Good. Ranging from the now infamous village of New Dekang in the United Federation of China, where the epidemiological trail began with the 12-year-old patient Zero, to the unnamed northern forests, where untold numbers sought a terrible and temporary refuge in the cold, to the United States of Southern Africa, where the Radica plan provided hope for humanity at an unspeakable price, to the west of the Rockies Redoubt, where the North American tide finally started to turn. These invaluable chronicles reflect the full scope and duration of the zombie war. Yes, I want to read this. Like, I'm actually intrigued. How long, how many pages do we have? It says 342 pages hardcover, which is really not that bad. I'm actually really liking that we got a horror pick. Also, it's rated really well. Oh my god. It has like a 4.2. It has around it has a 4 rating, which, to be honest, on Goodreads is really not that bad. It's actually pretty good. It's available on Kindle. It's not that expensive and I want to read it. I will just buy it. Oh, and the Amazon ratings are pretty good. It sits at a 4.4 rating with 24,436 ratings. I think this is pretty cool. The third book I want to pick or choose is a sequel. Now, I have not made a list of sequels yet. I need to do that. But for now, I will just simply pick a book. It's a sequel to... You know, you girl here, as if I knew in advance. The Wheel picked The Balloon Hunter, didn't it? And I read that one. What I want to pick now is actually the sequel to The Balloon Hunter. It's Death to Anyone Who Reads This. Death to Anyone Who Reads This is a post-apocalyptic found journal story. The Balloon Hunter was basically postcards and replies written on said postcards on the other side of it, you know? Like someone wrote a postcard and you just turn it over and write on the side with the image on it. This was some sort of a guy found these random postcards from this woman and started to reply to it. The ending was insane. And I really want to know how this is going to wrap up. So this is basically the sequel. And we have it in journal style. And I think it's once more like back and forth, but I don't know that yet. I don't know anything about this. I'm going into this blind because I don't want any spoilers. So far, I have a horror zombie, a post-apocalyptic read, and a paranormal romance. And now I want to pick a book myself. I'm not sure if I should do this. Oh my god. I will regret this. I think I will regret it because it's like so fake. At the same time, you know what? It doesn't matter. I bought it. I want to read it. And it's extremely hyped. Everyone loves it. It's not just hype, but everyone loves it. And it's The Will of the Many. The Will of the Many is a fantasy novel with sci-fi elements. I do not know much about it. I just know that everyone who's read it absolutely adores it. I tell them my name is Viz Talimus. I tell them I was orphaned after a tragic accident 3 years ago, and that good fortune alone has led to my acceptance into the most prestigious school. I tell them that once I graduate, I will gladly join the rest of civilized society in allowing my strength, my drive, and my focus, what they call will, to be leached away and added to the power of those above me, as millions already do, as all must eventually do. I'll tell them that I belong, and they believe me. But the truth is that I have been sent to the academy to find answers, to solve a murder, to search for an ancient weapon, to uncover secrets that may tear the Republic apart. So this is a mystery plot added to it. All of this sounds mysterious, to be honest. It sounds so original. I'm not a huge fan of books that are set in academies, or I know they're so popular. I know, maybe I'm missing something. I do want to read the Raven Scholar as well. This here sounds so intriguing, and also I've heard that the main character is super capable. We don't start the read with someone who is only just learning, from what I've heard. I'm not sure if it's true, but with someone who is already very capable. And the whole team he picks around him apparently is going to be capable as well, and I think I will enjoy that. Okay, so this is the 4th book on my list. So what now? Because I definitely need some backup in case I hate any of these. You know what? We'll just let the wheel spin again. Why not? Let's see where it takes us. I swear, I'm showing you this in the exact order I recorded it. And I just picked this book, Death to Anyone Who Reads This. And the wheel picks the exact same book. Like, how high are the chances? How high are the chances that it picks the one of the books I read and then picks its sequel, and then it's one of the books I picked for the TBR as well? This is creepy. It's super creepy. I'm not sure if I'm liking this. So we'll remove this because I'm going to read it anyway next month. Like, come on. Okay, I'll be honest. I have no clue. I don't know. And it's a bit embarrassing that I don't know it. But I'm sure it's not on my physical TBR. It's definitely a digital book I bought. My bet is on it being a sci-fi book. The first The Ethereal World, E.L. Williams. And it's not sci-fi. I thought it would be sci-fi. It's another fantasy book. Okay, interesting. Lost magic, buried secrets, love and found family. Can Lily and Storm find the first ethereal before all is lost? Super empath Lily is almost relieved to be living her last human life. With only her spirit guide Jack for company and the world unraveling around them, she longs for the peace of the eternal forest. When catastrophic floods force Lily from her home, fate intervenes and she finds refuge with Storm, a widowed ex-witch who has mysteriously lost her magic. As Lily falls in love with life and finally finds the family and community she has always dreamed of, the two become entwined in a desperate mission to find the first ethereal, the one being prophesied to save the world from imminent destruction. But they're not the only ones seeking this mythical being. Dark forces driven by fear and greed are closing in, determined to seize the ethereal's power at any cost, and they will destroy anyone who stands in their way. Okay, you know, why not? This is, I think this is probably a self-published work, but I cannot be sure. It doesn't matter anyway. It has around 450 print pages. I will definitely read this. I do not remember anymore why I bought it, but I think it was A, on sale, and B, rated very well, and just has this adventure trope that I like. Also, it sounds like the characters are actually adults, which I like. I'm unfortunately out of the age that I'm reading young adult, and especially fantasy young adult. It just doesn't do much for me anymore. Everything has its time, and for me, I've noticed I long for a different type of book. I definitely need a lighter read in between this. Definitely. I'm not sure if I should spin the wheel again. I feel like I want to pick a book myself. So, I think I want to get either a fiction book, contemporary romance, or contemporary romance. I decided on a book. I will read Fear of Flying by KCL. And Fear of Flying is a contemporary romance. It's about two men who have zero experience. One of them, I think, is pretty much still in the closet, or his family is pretty homophobic. And the other is just, I think, probably like works a lot and just never was in love. And I think the second guy is also very struggles with anxiety. His anxiety is also apparently what has prevented him from dating. He's terrified of flying. And somehow they meet coincidentally. I think they're snowed in or something, and they hit it off. It says, not the summary, but the tagline basically says, Fear of Flying is a steamy strangers to lovers, insta-love snowbound one-night stand. Okay, it was 2 nights, a gay romance novel featuring virgin MCs and only one bed. A story about finding love and self-acceptance in the most unexpected places. And with all the difficult reads I have on my TBR right now, I think this is about right. I've decided to challenge luck once more and spin the wheel to pick a genre for me. Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Oh, I'm so happy! I'm obsessed with cozy fantasy, so I think I have a lot of books on my wish list for cozy fantasy. Like 93 books. Oh, girl. Let's see what Alexa tells me. Alexa, tell me a number between 1 and 93.
Das könnte deine Frage beantworten. Hier ist eine Zahl zwischen 1 und 93, 77.
77. Okay. 77. I can work with that. To be honest, I'm not sure if I got the correct one. It's either How to Find a Nameless Fae or The Cat Who Saved the Library. I don't think I necessarily have a preference here. I think I own one of these. Let's see. It might be in my TBR already. Which I own both of them. I had a feeling I had How to Find the Nameless Fae in my digital TBR. I wasn't so sure about The Cat Who Saved the Library. How to Find the Nameless Fae is rated higher, definitely. Princess Giselle was pledged in payment before she was even born after her mother failed to guess a Fae sorcerer's true name. Giselle has spent her life dutifully preparing for the day that fearsome mage will return to claim her, but it's been decades and he still hasn't shown up. Which would be great if the unfulfilled fairytale debt wasn't wreaking increasing havoc on her life. When it reaches unbearable levels, Giselle takes matters into her own hands. Terrifying sorcerers or not, she will hunt him down and force him to relinquish the debt. But instead of the evil mastermind she expects, she finds a nameless lord of magical house. He wants nothing to do with the angry, knife-wielding spinster in his doorstep, but the fairytale debt has other ideas. Now magically bound to a lifelong nemesis, the only way to break the magic between them is to work together to find the nameless lord's lost name. Assuming they don't strangle each other first. I think this is not... It sounds good. The Cat Who Saved the Library is from a Japanese author. A chronic asthma condition prevents 13-year-old Nanami from playing sports or spending time with her friends after school. But nothing can stop her from one of her favorite activities. Nanami loves to read and happily spends much of her free time in the school library, cocooned among the stacks. Then one day, Nanami notices that despite the library being as deserted as ever, some of her favorite books, including literary classics like Arsène Lupin, Gentleman Burglar, and Anne of Green Gables, are disappearing from the shelves. When she alerts the library staff, they dismiss her concerns. But just as Nanami is about to return to her reading, she spots a suspicious man in a grey suit. Eager to discover what he's up to, she follows him. The chase is cut short when Nanami suffers an asthma attack. By the time she catches her breath, the man has disappeared, and all that is left behind is a mysterious light filtering through the library's familiar passageways. That's when Tiger, the talking tabby cat who saves books, comes to the rescue. I'll be honest, that sounds cute too. It has a lower rating, but I've noticed that a lot of these Japanese novels, these cozy-ish lifestyle, slice of life novels, they usually sit on a pretty low rating, like of something between 3 and 3.7 usually. Apparently, sometimes the translation is wonky, and also it's a very specific type of storytelling which doesn't speak to absolutely everyone, and I get that. So which one are we going to read? I think I want to read The Cat. All right, I have picked my TBR. We have one paranormal romance, which is titled The Vampire's Mail Order Bride. It sounds super fun. I'm actually very pumped about this one. Then I have 2 fantasy books, The Will of the Many and The First Ethereal. I do not have an opinion on either of these yet. I picked The Will of the Many by myself, so this is one I am particularly curious about. Then I have one horror novel on my TBR, which is World War Z. I'm pretty hyped about this one. I have one dystopian novel, a pretty short one, Death to Anyone Who Reads This. Then I have one contemporary romance, which is called Fear of Flying. It will be a cozy read, which is exactly what I need, judging by all the other books, going by all the other books. And I have like some sort of backup pick, which is cozy fantasy, and it's The Cat Who Saved the Library. If that one doesn't work for me, I will go with How to Find a Nameless Fae. I did go for The Cat Who Saved the Library because it's not an actual fantasy setting, it's fantasy-ish. I feel like I have so many fantasy books on the list this time that I wanted to have something different. I think it leans more towards fiction than actual fantasy. But I will see about that. And this is it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books, and I think it's okay because chances are high one of these won't be for me anyway. You know, if I won't read it, if I won't make it, if I can't for whatever reason, that's fine. This is supposed to be fun. But I hope I can at least stick to most of this. This is it for today's video. I hope you had fun. Please cross your fingers for me for this reading project, and I hope I will have fun with this. I will update you once I have read these books. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you have a lovely afternoon, morning, evening, day, whatever. Bye!